Hi, myself Mohammad Faizan, and in today's video we will gonna talk about the most important and useful project structure called Monorepo. Okay, we will talk about the every aspect of Monorepo to get started with a Monorepo. Okay, we will use one to set up our Monorepo. You can use npm, yarn, pnpm, anything you want. You just need to read their docs. For now, we will just use one as a backend manager and the build command for running and scripts for that. Okay, not for more and believe me, it's one of the most detailed and practical video. Okay, yeah, it's practical. We will code everything. I will not gonna just open a template, pre-built template, and just I will gonna explain. No, not that. Okay, I will create a file line by line. You can say I will write everything line by line. For now, I don't know because I have also haven't built this. Okay, I'm first time building the Monorepo. Okay, so now I think it's enough. Now I think it's enough to talk. Now it's time to just implement. Okay, and by the way, somewhere I will add my buy me a coffee link. If you want, you can support me, and yeah, I will also add the my buy me a coffee link in description. So if you want, you can just go and support me, and also I will add my LinkedIn profile. Okay, if you want to connect me, just send me the connection and we will talk. Okay, on message. If I will free, I will talk to you. Okay, now let's begin with a eraser. Okay, because I will explain everything what will go on. Okay, before coding, first we want to know why monorepo is required. Okay, why we need monorepo, and if you don't know the use case of monorepo, then I'm sure you will not gonna use it. Okay, if you know the use case, then I'm pretty sure you will gonna use this. And one thing, in my next project, I will really gonna use the monorepo. Okay, because in my next project I will making something different from the YouTube. Okay, on YouTube, the that project is only available on PHP, but not for project, available for sale. Okay, they are promoting their project. Okay, since I'm in 2022, I was just also bought the that kind of script of PHP. Okay, but for now, now I am able to build that. Okay, that's pretty interesting project. Okay, if I will make it live, I will post a community guy. I will create a community post and I will update you. I will also post the updates on the LinkedIn. Okay, so now I think it's enough talk, and now it's time to know. Let's suppose you have an app. Let's suppose it's a Next.js app. Okay, let's suppose there it's a Next.js app. Okay, why it's too big? Let me just small it, and now it's small. I think it's enough. It's now suppose it's a Next.js app, and now you also have a server. Okay, server on maybe on Hono. Hono is my favorite. That's why I always pick Hono, not Express, because I don't like Express. I can say it's it's Hono. It's a Hono app. Okay, Hono.js. Yeah. Okay, now it's a Hono app, and now let's suppose you also have a React Native app. I think I want to take links, which is a TikTok framework, but for now, just a React Native app. I'm also planning to a project on links, TikTok framework. I don't know I am pronouncing is correct or not, but it's around links, lakes. But I don't know what I want to say that. But now for now, it's a React Native. Not React Native, just take it Expo. Expo is array. Where it goes? Expo. Okay, so now it's a Expo app, and now let's suppose you have a utility function. Okay, just suppose it's a utility function inside here in the Express, but it's a utility. Okay, so now let's suppose it's a utility function, and this utility function is required also in the Hono app, and this required in also in a React Native app, and maybe it's any other currency converter, maybe currency converter API you are using here, and you have built the build a function for that on Redis. You are storing the currency information on Redis with fetching with making a call request to cache that. Okay, maybe and this kind of utility function, and which you need in both all apps. So what you want to do, you need to create a utility folder here, and also a function here, and you also need to create that folder here, and you also need to create that file here. I mean, you are repeating yourself. Okay, so this is the problem here. Okay, And if you remember, we have created a project called group gains. Okay, that time I was know about the GitHub, not GitHub, Monorepo, but I haven't used that in that project. If you remember this, group gains, you can see here, there, front end and back end, there are two different things. But I am not using the Monorepo here because that time I had idea, but I don't know why I don't use that Monorepo that time. Okay, so now it's utility function, you need to say that thing. And let's suppose, and also here many things, let's suppose you are using a TypeScript. Okay, one of my favorite thing, TypeScript. I always prefer TypeScript. Let's suppose there is some types. Okay, typ, yes. Let's suppose you are using the drizzle. Okay, yeah, if you are using the drizzle, then you can infer the type of the schema, and also you can create the job schema from that type. Okay, so let's suppose you also want here the types. Okay, because it's really important thing. Okay, I know I always generated the type from the drizzle schema, and we need that also in backend, we also need in front end, everywhere. Okay, I know the type is required because I designed a project in such a way to make everything type safe. Okay, so now this is the problem here. You need to create these two files in every your project, in your all project, and that's a problem. Okay, and that's a really a problem. So how we will solve this in Monorepo? So Monorepo is the whole file. Let's suppose you have the file. Okay, it's not working, Monorepo. And let's suppose Monorepo wraps your all file. Okay, wraps your all file, and this contain front end, this contain back end. Okay, I have generated a response from the chat GPT. Let me open the response. Okay, and yeah, one Monorepo setup. Here you can see this kind of setup we need. Okay, we need apps. Inside the app, we will host our front end and back end, and in the packages we will use UI. Maybe you can use SatScene UI because SatScene also supports Monorepo project structure. If you want to know, you can come here and know here. Okay, so now I think it's enough. It's a bun, that one, and one log file and one fig. We will not use this file because we will set up everything in package.json, but if you want, you can set up here. I prefer this one. Okay, and now I think this is our basic project structure. Okay, so now come on to eraser, and what we will do, just we will take a Next.js app here. It's a Next.js app. Okay, Next.js, and also there is a our our Hono app. Okay, our Hono.js app, and also maybe there is a Express app. Now it's a Express. Okay, so now, and what we can do here, we can just build another thing. Okay, inside this, and here I also need to create a one thing. This one, next app, yeah, this one, and now here a text here, apps. Okay, apps. Okay, so this one is our apps. Okay, and also let's suppose we have packages. Okay, so in the packages there is our packages. Okay, there is a packages, and inside this package, okay, so inside this package we will define these two things. Okay, our utility function. Okay, our utility function, and also our types. Okay, and this one types. Okay, and we will able to import this one. Okay, we will able to import the types also in Express app, and we will also able to export this on the our this in our Hono app, and also we are able to import that in inside our Next.js app. Okay, we will import everything from here to here. Okay, for that we just need to set up our project, and we will declare one utility function, you can say one utility file and one type file, and we will reuse it all across our folder. Okay, this really important thing. Okay, So now I think it's enough, and now it's time to code our project. Okay, now it's time to begin with creating a folder on desktop. But for there is an important thing I want to tell you. I am gonna use pnpm, okay, not bun. Why I changed my plan? Because I have already built in bun, okay, and bun has bug. Okay, yeah, bun has known bug. I have researched on internet and I got this problem. Bun has bug in windows. Okay, if you set up the monorepo in windows, using bun, if you then you will gonna face a problem. If you are working with monorepo, maybe you are on front end, but if you try to install any npm package on front end folder, that will gonna install on your root folder. So that's the bug, and this bug is still carried on in bun 1.2.10. okay, that is the latest version. That's why I plan to use pnpm, and also I will teach pnpm to you. And believe me, pnpm is really easy. Okay, and pnpm provides much feature than bun. Okay, okay, pnpm is awesome package manager. So now we will begin with a pnpm. Okay, so monorepo dot pnpm. Okay, now I think it's done. And if you haven't installed pnpm yet, it's my repo. Okay, it's my repo which I have already created. Okay, you can see this repo I have already created on maybe on monorepo. We're using the pnpm. So I will put this monorepo in description, so you can go and download the code. And also I will put my erasure link in description. Okay, this erasure link contain all the configuration files and everything. Okay, everything here. It's a dummy project. Okay, so this contain everything. And yeah, this also contain my drawn diagram. Is not useful, but it's contained. Okay, so main thing is this one. Okay, by the way, I haven't written this. Okay, this is written by perplexity ai. Okay, it's a perplexity ai enterprise version, I mean enterprise subscription. I haven't, but this my senior provided me. Okay, for faster development. So this is provided by senior, and it uses all the latest model. I am using the gpt 4.1. It's provide all the models. Okay, but now I think it's enough. Here is also I am providing the same thing here. Okay, so to save my time, just to save my time. And one thing I want to tell you, if you go to the tsconfig file, you will find I have documented everything. Okay, everything here you can see. I have documented everything also here, and I have documented everything also in all tsconfig files. Okay, so you do not need to worry about thing. You can just come here and read what all the features means. Okay, I mean compiler option mean, so you can just read from here. So and now maybe I don't know where I want to go. Yeah, I want to go on pnpm. Just search pnpm workspaces, I mean pnpm io, and go to the introduction and into the installation. If you are using windows, just run this command in powershell, or you can use these two commands, maybe docker. And there is multiple things you can use. I don't know what you want to use and what's your system. My windows I have already installed, so I'm not gonna install it. By the way, if you install this on first time, make sure you restart your pc. Okay, sometime this may not work, so make sure that. And now it's time to begin with the project. Okay, so now open this on vs code. So open with vs code. Okay, it's opened my in second desktop, so let me try here. Okay, now it's done. And now it's time to spin up our package.json file. Okay, so to spin up package.json file, just this. And now pnpm init. Okay, okay, now it's generated this file. So what we want to do, if you want to change the name, you can change the name, but I am not gonna change here. We do not need these two things. Okay, and also we do not need description, and we do not need this, but yeah, this one dependency, it's good. And now I am going to make it MIT license. You can go online and read about the license. I'm using the MIT license, so you can use this in your code. And author, it's me, MD Faizan. Okay, MD Faizan. And also don't forget to make sure mark this is a private. Okay, private, because we will not gonna post this on uh, npm library. No, I think npm library, I can see npm library, I mean here npm, yeah, this one npm, not pnpm. Maybe it's open, not open. Here, because we do not need to make this code publicly here to install anyone, so just make this as a private repo. Okay, so I think this part is done here. Okay, it's enough setting here. So now what we need to do, we need to create some folders. Okay, so create a folder called packages, packages, packages. Also create another folder called apps, folder, not file. So folders, apps. Okay, now I think it's good. And now what we want to do, we just want to come here, and also we want to go to here and go to the workspaces. Okay, and let's see how to configure workspaces. Okay, to configure workspaces, you can see we need to define in such a way. Yeah, you can see here we need to follow this structure. Okay, okay, okay. And where we want to create this, okay, I am not able to see anything here. Maybe yeah, we want to create a file name called a pnpm workspaces yml. Okay, so this file, just copy it from here, and now just come here and create this file here. Okay, this is an important file if you want to set up with a pnpm. Okay, okay, see, just copy this here. By the way, I am recording this video second time. Okay, first time I was recorded the video in a bun, but I faced the issue. Okay, and here the some setups. If you want to, I'm not gonna use this, just remove it. Okay, and also remove this, I will use this kind of format. Okay, so I always prefer double quote here, so let me make sure the double quotes. Okay, double quotes at this one. And now here packages, our this folder packages, referencing that folder. And now we have a second folder called apps. Okay, so it's a apps. Maybe I think this file is done. We do not need the editor here, formatter I mean. So now what we want to do, inside the front end, I mean apps, we need to create our apps which we will deploy on internet. So here just folder front end, and second one is backend. Maybe in your case react native, maybe expo, maybe links, something, I don't know. backend, backend. Okay, and here inside the packages we will create folders called utils. If you want, you can create any folder in according to your use case. I will use two folders, shared and utils. Okay, okay, so also we will write this project in whole typescript. Okay, to define that we need to define the typescript json file, configuration file. Okay, so to read about the configuration file of typescript, you can go on the typescript documentation, read from where, but I'm not going to typescript documentation, I will follow my code. Okay, so come here, and now we will follow like this structure. Okay, so you can see here we need to define this. Okay, it's done. A package utils we have already defined it, and we haven't defined it, but we will define, so worry not. Here you can see we need to create a shared config file. I will explain what's a shared config file, but just wait for now. Okay, and I will explain everything, worry not. Okay, okay, what has happened here, let me rename it. Okay, okay, now it's done, and let me copy the from code from here. Okay, okay, and now let me explain everything. And it's json here, let me remove the json from here. And now here target, and this target is defined what version of javascript used. Okay, after the compile from typescript to js. Okay, this will define the version and module, which kind of module you want to use. If you define module next node, I mean node next, this will allow user, I mean allow developers like us to use also cons require kind of syntax, and also import. Okay, and this is also for making the compatibility. it's a strict mode to some set some strict modes. Okay, if you want you can just go and learn. And here is composite, and this require for referencing. Okay, this require for referencing and generating additional metadata. Okay, for project. And declaration. Okay, this is an important thing. Declaration, you need to define if you are building the monorepo kind of thing, or if you are building any npm library, so you need to define that. Okay, what this will do, this will generate a index.t.ts file. Okay, this will help us to import types. Okay, I mean not import types, we can say it help us to the detect types. Okay, what kind, what values are there. Okay, so this is able to detect. Yeah, if you are use types, you know we are defining the types. Okay, so that is that thing. I will explain this what these are doing when we will run build command. Okay, and declaration map, this will generate a map. Okay, and also this kind of thing, this will generate a map to editor. Okay, to editor to know what exists here, what we want to display, what are the options available, what the type. If you remember, if I know you are used, when you hit the control space you are able to get the suggestions like this. Okay, this is possible due to these kind of things. Okay, the declaration and source map and declaration mapping. Okay, yes, module, it's not important. And it's the casing. Okay, we are restricting the casing thing. Okay, so here it's a base url and path. Okay, we need to define the path. Okay, it's really an important thing. Why? Because we will define the path here, this will help us to import. Okay, we do not need to define the path like dot forward slash dot forward slash dot package forward slash utility forward slash chart forward slash a forward slash blah blah blah. So this will prevent from that. Okay, so we need to give a name here, and we need to provide the path here. So this will do that. Okay, for us. And now second file we need, just come here and go to the eraser, and let's see second file. What's the second file? You can see it's enable the referencing and declaration d.ts and path. Okay, so you can use any path you want. And we also need to create a tsconfig json file. Okay, so here tsconfig json file, just tsconfig. Okay, it's again a problem of copy pasting. Okay, fn f2. Okay, it's not working. fnf2, yeah, it's worked. Okay, now done. Just come on here and copy. Okay, now paste it here, and now remove that. Okay, here the files we do not require here, because here we are not adding any file here. Okay, for compiling or any kind of thing, but there we are adding these kind of things, paths. Okay, these paths are for referencing our whole folder structure. Okay, it's a reference of types, say for TypeScript, so it's important to add. So now first let's add. Okay, we have package utils. Okay, you know we have utils, and also we need to define package. Inside the package we also have shared. Okay, so we need to define here shared sha already shared. And also inside the app we have backend, so let's define the backend. Yeah, this one, backend. And the other thing is we have front end. Okay, so we also need to tell TypeScript also there is a front end. Okay, so front end. Okay, now I think it's fine here. This is this code is completed. And also if you want to learn more about that, you can come on to my GitHub and just open this, and yeah, you can learn from here. I have implemented everything with comments. Okay, so now it is fine. Now come here inside the shared. Okay, so inside the shared, just open the terminal and first cls to clear the command. Okay, it's not important, it's just optional. I preferred every time to run cls. Okay, so now cd dot forward slash package tab, and go to the shared. Okay, inside the shared we need to create package json also here. So to create a package json here, what you want to do, you want to define the package json. You need to run pnpm. Okay, hyphen not, it's just in it. Okay, now this will generate here. And also let's cd dot forward slash utils. Okay, utils, and also pnpm init. Okay, now there. Okay, I think it's fine. Now we have generated here, but let me see the base thing. Okay, yeah, we need to define these kind of part, this part. Okay, so first come here and change the name. Okay, I always prefer use a name with at the rate forward slash share at the rate thing. Okay, so I always recommend you to copy the parent name. Okay, and come on to the package JSON and add at the rate here forward slash this one. Okay, this is our this library name. Okay, it's recommended to add this kind of name. This will prevent us from the conflicts. Okay, okay, conflicts between packages, so we need to specify this. Okay, so here let me remove this. Okay, we required, but we will add later. Okay, so it's under the MIT license. Oh, by the way, it's not important to define here, so let me remove all these things. Okay, also here and also from here. Okay, and now let's try to define everything what we want here. So I'm not gonna type. Okay, okay, I am already on browser, so you can see there is a package JSON. Yeah, this one, not this one. Package JSON, package JSON, package JSON, package JSON. Yeah, here is a package JSON. You can see we can put the name, this one, this one. And if you're not sure about the build, worry not, I will explain everything, and also I will explain this part and this part. Okay, so worry not, just copy from here. I will explain. I am here to explain you everything. Okay, so just Control V and remove the some unused part, and also remove this because we do not need here. Okay, so now we have one name version, this. Okay, okay, so if you are thinking about TSC, what is TST? TSC is the TypeScript thing. TSC is come from TypeScript. Okay, we haven't installed the TypeScript yet, but we will install the TypeScript, and this TSC come from the TypeScript, and this TSC help us to build. Okay, build TypeScript to JavaScript. Okay, because type project don't know about TypeScript, we need to compile TypeScript to JavaScript. Okay, to use that in browser. So this command will compile a TypeScript file into JavaScript, and where it will compile, it will compile in build. Okay, but this will not gonna work. This will really not gonna work. So to work that, we also need to define our TS configuration file here. Okay, so just here, so create a TS config file. So TS config dot JSON. Okay, so now this is your file. So let me first import this file from here. Maybe, yeah, this file. You can say I have written all the documentation here, so just come here and paste it here, and let me explain what the code is doing. Okay, this extent is like import. Okay, import this from that repository or that file. Okay, this extent is work like that. What this is doing, go back, also go back, and now import all the configuration from this file, from this. Okay, this extent is referencing this file, and this will import all the configuration from here to not there. Okay, and what this is doing, it's a root directory. This tells about every type, every file will exist. I mean, this will tell TypeScript to every file will exist into the source file, I mean src file, and out dir where the compiled code, I mean where we converted code TS to JavaScript, where will gonna store. So that will store in a build file. Okay, and this will store some info. Okay, and include all files and folders. Okay, and src. So we need to create a src here. So file, src forward slash index dot ts. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, this is the our project setup here, and now it's done here, and we have set up this package JSON, Monorepo shared, and this and this and this everything here. And now you need to install TypeScript here. Okay, so we are on utils. Okay, so we need to cd dot dot, and yeah, maybe shared. Okay, it's a shared, so cls and pnpm hyphen d, add TypeScript script. TypeScript is really right. TypeScript. Okay, now it's correct. And install this TypeScript. Okay, it's installed. TypeScript, you can see inside the dev dependency our TypeScript installed. So now it's done. You can see node module is also here. So collapse this. Now go to the utils files. Okay, so we will configure the util file and the code. Okay, I mean the code of JSON file will remain same as the page shared. So just copy it from here, and you just need to change the name. Okay, so go to the utils, control A and hit control V, and here just save the name utils. Okay, utils. Okay, so utils. Okay, so now it's already defining the TypeScript. So here what we want to do, we do not want to just run pnpm hyphen d add, okay, this kind of thing. So first cd define dot dot forward slash types, not TypeScript, it's a utility function. Okay, utility, and just run pnpm install. Okay, because I already defined here pnpm. Okay, pnpm I. Okay, because we have already defined the packages entire package JSON, so this will install. Okay, we do not need to define explicit, we do not need to write name explicitly. So now this is done here. Okay, so we have set up this. Okay, this setup is done, this is done, this done, this done, everything is done. And now we again need to come here. Okay, so we need to define the path. Okay, this will help us to import our this file. Okay, files from this to our, maybe in front end, maybe in back end, maybe in somewhere, I don't know where you want to use. So go to the first shared. Okay, so here the shared, just copy this name. Okay, and base config. Okay, and here just hit B, it's shared. So also, okay, it's sharad shared forward slash src, because our all the file live here. Okay, so now add here, remove this. And the second one is our utility. You need to define for all folders and file which you will define here, and you want to use that all across the app. So you also need to define all the files here. Okay, so okay, so now also change this to utils forward slash utils utils. Okay, so I think now this part is done. Okay, our this configuration is completed, and this will be imported here, not there. We need to define here, so just copy it and just hit control V, or just hit paste here. Okay, so now the configuration will gonna same for this also on utils. So I'm not gonna write it, so I just copy and pasted it. Okay, so now this is done, and now you are seeing this is defining every file gonna exist in the src, but currently we don't have src folder. So just create a src new file. So here just src.index index.ts. Okay, now this is done, and now let me create a job schema here. So to create a job schema, we first need to install the job. Okay, so you can see we are on the package and utils, and we want to install the job here. So how we can do, just hit pnpm. Okay, pnpm add job. Okay, this will install the job. Yeah, it's done. You can see if you come here and you can check that dependency, yeah, job is installed. So now what we want to do, just come here inside the src, create a folder name called job. Okay, and inside this let me create a file that contain sig and sign that in dot job dot ts file. Okay, and now just create a job schema here, export const sig SIG and sign up FROM form SCHE schema equals to Z from Jod and object. Okay, object. Okay, and in sign up form, what you want to need, you need email. Okay, so email jet dot string. Okay, string, and the type is email, so email. Okay, and also I always prefer to make it trim. Okay, to avoid the white spaces. And now second one is password, WORD password. Okay, and Z dot string. Okay, and again we make it trim. Okay, so we have created our basic Jod schema. And if you are familiar about the Jod, you know the power of Jod. Okay, we will use this Jod schema in our front end for in form. We will also use this Jod schema in back end for the payload validation. Okay, you can say the body validation. Okay, so we can use this in multiple places, in front end, in back end. Maybe you have databases in Drizzle, so you can also infer the type from the Drizzle, and you can also share that file in front end and back end. Okay, so now what we want to do, we just want to come here and just export. Okay, export a star. I mean everything as Jod schema SCH. Okay, not this one. So let's say my Jod schema. Okay, to avoid the conflicts. Okay, so my Jod SCHEMA schema where from dot forward slash Jod forward slash here. Okay, just import everything from here, I mean export everything from here. So now we have Jod, we have index.ts and everything here. And now you can see, if you are thinking where is the build of index.js, where is this and where is this file, we need this file, yeah? So where, so now it comes, now we are on and this part. Okay, so now if you see here, the build output will go to build folder. So now just try to run cls, so you can check we are on utils folder, utils file, I mean utils path, and we are also working on utils. So just run pnpm run build. Okay, it's running pnpm run build, and it's a TypeScript build. Now you can see we have a build folder, and if you open the build folder, we have this map file. This map file is come from our TypeScript configuration. Okay, our TypeScript configuration generated this map file, and now we have index.js. I don't know the I don't know what is this. It's really scary. Okay, and now if you come here, you can see here is our, I don't know what this, I really don't know. And here what's this? Okay, everything is generated for TypeScript. Okay, so okay, I don't know about these file, what's this. Okay, so not a problem, not a big deal. Okay, so we do not need to care about that, this is generated. And now what we want to do, we need to import that file in our package, I mean in our front end, in our back end. So let's create a front end and back end applications. Okay, because currently these are the empty files. Okay, let me check everything is done or not. Okay, this is done. Referencing, yeah, reference is done. tsconfig, yeah, everything is done. From here we have extended. And okay, if you want to make any folder and files here, so you are free to make anything here, but I am not gonna make anything here. Okay, it's a pnpm here. Okay, so front end, let me create a front end in Next.js. Okay, because I really like Next.js, but I don't, at the same time I don't like Next.js. Okay, so Next.js, we need to use pnpm, so we do not need go with this one. Okay, and now paste a pnpm command here. Okay, I am using pnpm create next app at late state, not my app, it's just dot, just create here. So dot, okay, dot, and use pnpm, it's restrict pnpm, or you can say just Next.js to just create the Next.js file. I mean Next.js, import the Next.js clone, I mean you can say clone the Next.js repo using the pnpm. Okay, so this will configure all the pnpm files inside the Next.js. Okay, so you need to add this flag, and if you don't want to add, you can just leave it, but you need to test it. Okay, I want to make sure everything will gonna with pnpm, that's why I am using this flag. Okay, but this is not important thing. Okay, so it's failed. I know why it's failed, because this already contains this kind of thing, and I am trying to install Next.js in utils. Okay, so this is the problem. So first, cd dot forward slash, and now we are on apps. So apps. Okay, maybe I want to go one more time. Yeah, apps, and inside the app we have front end. So front end. Okay, so now let's try to run this command. This time this will gonna work. Okay, okay, yeah, I want TypeScript, yes, I want ESLint, I want tailwind config, I want src directory, I want app router, I want this. Okay, so this will install all the things. Okay, so parallelly now set up the backend. Okay, so yeah, it's initialized. So now cd dot forward slash apps, and the backend there from here. Okay, so now come on here, go to the Hono. Okay, if you want you can create an express app here, but I prefer to use Hono here. Okay, so Hono here, and now just paste the command and add dot, because I want to install everything in backend folder. Okay, so I want to use node here, so node, yeah, Node.js. Yeah, I want to install okay, what I have done here, I want to install dependency. Yes, I want to use pnpm. Okay, our Next.js app, yeah, our Next.js app is installed. Okay, let's close all. Okay, and go to the our Next.js app inside the front end. Now come on to the package JSON, and now what we want to do, if you remember, we if you want to use any library or any dependency, we need to define here, and we need to define here. I mean or we need to define here. So you need to decide, your created package is dependency or just a tab dependency. It's on you. You can choose anything. Okay, but now let me add this package as a dependency. So what we can do, we can just come here, let me add the utils. If you go to the utils package JSON, here you can see here there is a utils, copy the name. Okay, this one, and workspaces. Okay, work spaces spaces. I think okay, I have work space space colon star. Okay, check out at every dependency, and where I mean check out at every packages here, every folder, and how pnpm knows about that folder we have configured here. Okay, pnpm knows all about the folder from here. Pnpm checks, go inside the package json, inside the sadd, inside the utils, and check their package json. If you find the same name, that will import. Okay, so now I think this is done. Okay, so now it's done. Now if you first let me something show you, go to node model. You can see here there is no this named file from Monorepo pnpm. So what we can do, we just need to run pnpm add. Okay, I have written the wrong, it's not pnpm add, it's pnpm install. Okay, okay, so now this dependency added. Now you can check all the dependency here, it's a build file, and everything is here. Okay, so now let's come on to the let's check this is ready to use or not. Let me close others, and I forgot the name. Okay, let's see the name what I have defined here. So index and my job schema, yeah, it's my job schema. Let's try to import. Okay, let's try to import that here. Okay, maybe in layouts. Let's try to import here. Okay. Okay, I have no suggestion. I really don't know why I have no suggestions. Okay, so let's try to do import manually. So import, okay, from at the rate, yeah, we have utils. Okay, we have utils, yeah, we have here. Okay, now we have everything here. So now here, just if you hit here, okay, dot, and now you can see we have the schema. If you hover here, now we can see it's everything we have defined. Okay, so you can just use here, and also if you want to use that in backend, you can also use this in backend in same way. Okay, so what you want to do in backend, just let me first come on here the package.json. Okay, let me copy this, go to the backend, inside the backend, go to the backend json and add this as a dependency. Okay, add this as a dependency, and now again cls, now it's on front end. Let me go on backend, so cd dot forward slash backend. Okay, backend, now I am on backend, just run pnpm I. Okay, so now it's installed, and now if you come here, now you can see we have this dependency here, and inside this we have our index file here. Now let's try to use it. Okay, so come here, and backend, go to the backends has insertion index. Now let's try to import that here. Okay, so okay, again no suggestion, not a problem. Okay, so we will import this manually. So from pnpm utils. Okay, now here you can see now we have all the suggestion. Okay, so congratulations, we have configured monorepo successfully. Okay, so our monorepo configuration is done. Now we are able to use monorepo, and now we need to do some things. Okay, some things maybe you can see here. If you come here, just it git init. Okay, we need to initialize the git. Okay, by the way, git is not a part of our course or our tutorial, but I am just want to show you. Okay, it's error here, it's not an important thing. Okay, it's error due to maybe some, if you restart your video vs code, this will gonna solve. Okay, and now it's time to check our git status. Check git status status. You can see our node module is also tracking here, so we need to get rid from there. Okay, so you just need to add the git ignore file. You can see I have added a git ignore file inside the github repo. You can see I have added the git ignore file in root level. Okay, I have just copied and pasted the existing code, okay, from backend. Okay, because if you go on backend, you will find this git ignore file is same, just I have copied from backend and I have pasted here, and also I have pasted that file here. You can see inside the utils in same file here. Okay, git ignore file to ignore the node modules. You can see there is no node modules, and also in the shared file there is no module, there is also git ignore file. By the way, if you don't know about the git ignore, so just go on YouTube and search about the git ignore file. This video is not about the git thing. Okay, so now we have configured monorepo successfully, and this is our common monorepo application. Now we have done, we have set up with pnpm. So if you want, you can set up with bun, you can set up with yarn, you can set up with dino, you can set up with npm, anything you want, it's your choice. Okay, so now goodbye, and every important link is added in description, so you can check out from there.